What's up, YouTube? And I'm back at you with another video. Football season is finally here. Of course, week 0 got kicked off last week. Had some pretty good games. USC was able to win their game, but still had some defensive problems that they have to fix. Notre Dame looked good, and we got some good matchups from the kickoff this week, guys. And in this particular video, I'm just going to do my prediction for the Alabama Crimson Tide versus the Middle Tennessee Blue Raiders, and it's going to be an interesting game, guys. Both teams uh, have some things they want to prove. Specifically, Alabama. Alabama didn't have the season they wanted last season. Uh, Ended up being 11-2. Um, in a year that everybody predicted Alabama to possibly win the championship, and since then Alabama has switched in a lot of brought in new coaches, brought in Kevin Steele as a defensive coordinator who's been there several stints. It's going to be his third stint. Also brought in Tommy Rees, new offensive coordinator. So Alabama has a lot to prove, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. And I'm just speak on both teams and kind of give you a background of both teams. And let's see what potentially can happen in this matchup. Now, Middle Tennessee, I'm going to start with them. They had a great quarterback last season, and Chase Cunningham threw for 3,000 yards last season. Really, really good player. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, he's no longer there, and it seems like they're going to start Nicholas Vadiato. Um, he has 30 completions with 46 attempts for 293 yards, completion percentage of 65.2, and he only has one interception, so he didn't throw any touchdowns. You can tell that he doesn't have that much experience behind Chase Cunningham, but definitely was in the room with him, and he's going to be, from what I understand, he's going to possibly the guy that's going to start for them, and he's definitely going to have to step up in this matchup to play against the Alabama Crimson Tide. At running back, they have a guy in Frank Peasant. He's ran for 774 yards for the Middle Tennessee Raiders. Pretty good running back. Definitely have to step up. He was averaging 4.3 yards, and he has 9 touchdowns. So he's definitely probably going to be the guy that's going to be running the rock for the Middle Tennessee Raiders. Wide receiver, they have Jalen Lane. He has 940 yards. Very, very productive. If I'm not mistaken, he's a transfer from Virginia Tech. So definitely one of the best wide receivers, probably the best wide receiver. They also have some other guys on the roster as well, but he's primarily going to probably be the main target for Nicholas Vadiato. Um, Middle Tennessee, this is going to be a good game for Alabama. Middle Tennessee secondary could be really, really good, guys. They have a guy in Trey Fluellen, a safety. He has 104 tackles. This guy is really, really good. They also have a guy in Decorian Patterson. He has 7 interceptions. So this is going to be a test to whoever's going to be the quarterback for Alabama. Alabama can't get too pass happy in this matchup because Middle Tennessee has some guys on the back end that can uh, make it a nightmare real quick for Alabama. Considering Alabama possibly doesn't know who's going to start, in my opinion, I think it's going to be Jalen Milroe. I've heard rumors, but those are just rumors. But from what Nick Saban was saying, um, he didn't release a depth chart, so he might surprise us with who he brings out in the first game. But whoever the quarterback's going to be, they're going to have a task. And Middle Tennessee is a team offensively that spreads the ball around. It's going to be a good test for Alabama's next matchup. But Alabama got to get past Middle Tennessee State. They upset Miami last year, and the funny thing about it, Alabama's current defensive coordinator was the defensive coordinator at Miami. So um, I would like to think Kevin Steele would want to correct, that mistake last year for losing Middle Tennessee. So Middle Tennessee is the team that can shock you, and they play teams really, really good. They get up to these teams. So uh, that's all I have for Middle Tennessee. Now, for Alabama, like I was mentioning, no longer has Bryce Young, so they're going to be breaking in a new quarterback. Um, from what I understand, it seems like Jalen Milroe is going to possibly get the start. Nick Saban mentioned him in a press conference when one of the reporters asked a question about him, and he said he's improved since last year. He stays in the pocket more, and that's good hearing from about Jalen Miro. He definitely has to step up, his game as far as passing and limiting the turnovers. But that's just not him. That's everybody. I've heard Ty Sisson had some turnovers as well in the scrimmages. So um, whoever the quarterback's going to be, Tyler Buckner, they definitely got to clean up the turnovers, and especially against this Middle Tennessee State team. They can't take this team lightly. But whoever's going to be the quarterback, definitely going to have to step their game up. At running back, Alabama's loaded. They have Jace McClellan coming back. Uh, Speedster was more physical than Jamar Gibbs, in my opinion, last season. Jamar Gibbs is now in the NFL. So Jace McClellan, look out for him. He's a great back. Rodell Williams, another great back. Justice Haynes, heard a lot about him in the offseason. I think he's dealing with a little injury right now, but really, really good player, to look out for. Jam Miller, another guy that had dealing with a little nagging injury, but Alabama's loaded at the running back position, so any of those guys can tote the rock for Alabama. Wide receiver, we bring back Jermaine Burton. Stepped this game up, late last season. Alabama played against Kansas State in the Sugar Bowl. He definitely looked good in that matchup. He's going to have to step up. Alabama has Isaiah Bond, just a lot of wide receivers. Ja'Cory Brooks, Malik Benson coming in. Heard some good things about him in the scrimmages. So Alabama's loaded at wide receiver. At DB in the secondary, Alabama got some good guys back there. Kool-Aid McKinstry's back there. Terrion Arnold. They also have Malachi Moore coming in. Caleb Downs, heard a lot of good things about him in the back end of the defense. We also brought in some guys like Jalen Key and Trey Amos. So Alabama's strength, I think, this year is going to be in the secondary. Alabama's really, really talented back there on the back end. It's going to be a challenge for Middle Tennessee State to be able to pass the ball on Alabama field. Just the defense as a whole, Jaheim Otis up front. Tim Keenan has done a phenomenal job. Just a lot of guys at middle linebacker. We got Deontay Lawson. Nick Saban had a lot to say about him. Pretty good guy. Just a lot of talented guys on this defense. And it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this matchup. Now, if I had to give my prediction, of course, they have Alabama win this matchup huge. I think it's about 40 points if I remember right when I looked at it. I'm going to be honest. I got Alabama winning this matchup, and I got them winning pretty big, but this could be a matchup. Middle Tennessee, like I said, they're not pushovers. Like I said, they was able to shock, Miami last year, and a lot of people saying, well, Miami's got some problems going on right now, but I just feel like Alabama has the talent. I think they're going to get things turned around. I think offensively, a lot of Alabama fans, we're going to be kind of shocked at how good this offense is going to be. Granted, it is against a team that, everybody feels like, shouldn't be able to hang with Alabama, but you can't tell that to Nick Saban. You can never doubt any team what they're going to put out. But I got Alabama winning big. I'm not going to give a prediction. I just think Alabama's going to dominate, later and probably in the second half. It might be interesting at first, to get the jitters out, to get everybody, calm down. But I got Alabama winning big. It's probably maybe somewhere around, say I wasn't going to give a prediction, but maybe somewhere around like maybe 49-6 or something like that, I think Alabama got to get prepared for their next matchup, in Texas. And Middle Tennessee, I feel like is going to be a good, test for the secondary and the offense, going up into, the next week where they host the Texas Longhorns. So I got Alabama winning big. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. And once again, guys, if you haven't, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll definitely be back with more college football content. Thanks, guys, and roll tide.